Robert Kabushenga, Chief Executive Officer, New Vision in Uganda. Welcome to 180 Degrees.
Thanks.
We'll be talking later on about your involvement in the conference with regards to media institutions and journalism as a profession. But I'd like to start with the question I've been asking all my guests this morning. Robert,
what is that?
Robert Suresh, in his book Fit to Govern, asserts that media practitioners are continuously talking about the fourth estate without interrogating what it really means. What does it mean for New Vision?
I don't understand at all. I mean, we like using these terms and phrases, fourth estate, fifth columnists, I don't know what. I don't think it really means, I think it just means that there are some main institutions that govern society, and somehow, somewhere, the media is trying to squeeze in its place in that whole structure of things, because you have the judiciary, all the three arms of the state, plus the fourth one, which is supposedly the media. I think that's what they, in trying to find some grand phrase that defines our profession and our activities, somebody has devised a statement called the fourth estate, but I don't think it means anything substantive. It just means that we're just another arm of players.
What does it mean for media on the continent that we're having the 11th Highway Africa Conference?
I think it's a big thing. Politicians meet twice a year at the AU to discuss what to do with the continent. Business people have business councils. Legislators come to Cape Town in the Pan-African Parliament. It's only fair that media practitioners who are involved in public life and in advancing, I keep saying that the media is actually the public conscience, should come together once in a while, or at least once a year, to review what it is they're doing, how well they're doing it, and what impact they're having on society. So it is a really big thing. In fact, I don't even know why they call it a highway conference. I think they should call it a summit, because it's
the bosses meeting. The process is taking place there. Are they in any way influenced by the decision taken at those meetings that you've just mentioned, the AU meetings, the summits?
No, what it does is it actually prepares the media and journalists on how to deal with those kinds of issues. Whether it impacts those big bosses, as you may want to call them, that are debating and discussing in those places, is not the issue. It is how prepared are we as an industry and as a sector to deal with those issues. And the more we get together to share experiences, the more we empower ourselves and enrich our abilities to deal with those kinds of institutions.
Who is New Vision?
New Vision is Uganda's biggest media house. It's owned 80% by government and 20% by the public through the stock exchange. So it's
essentially public?
Yes, a public institution, very much like your SABC.
All right.
Except the SABC doesn't have a newspaper and we don't have a television and a radio. So there you are, that's the difference.
Take us into the face of Uganda.
It is quite vibrant, in fact, to the extent that I'm beginning to feel it's very anarchical. In a town the size of this town, which is Kampala, there are 57 FM stations, all operational. And they have 9 television stations.
And they're sustainable?
Yes, somehow everybody's on air, somehow everybody's... And one of the biggest industries is talk. Everybody is talking to me, yak, 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 yak. The phones are ringing off the hook, and everybody seems to have an opinion. Everybody's an authority.
What are they saying about the latest developments regards the government and the LRA?
That's no longer a big story, actually. It's sort of forgotten.
It isn't?
No, it's not. I mean,
and that's all we ever talk about outside Uganda.
That's for you guys. I mean, the thing is,
what are the issues of the day?
I think the issues of the day right now are the questions of, one, we have a big conference coming of the Commonwealth Heads of State, and the question is, how prepared are we? Have the resources been applied? The question of corruption and governance are big issues. Right now, about succession, the political transition, if there's going to be any. So the more concerned, and of course the day-to-day issues, local issues of a particular town, welfare, social issues, education, those are the issues. The LRA is now...
I have to say, I cannot grapple that you say the peace process is not a matter for discourse in Uganda.
No, because it's somehow, there are two views. People think the LRA are not serious. Others think the war is over. So the guys are 1,500 kilometers away in a forest in Congo. They are not fighting anymore. People are going back home. So it's a non-issue. I mean, they're just wondering what happens next, not what happens to the war. So the main issue now for debate is, and if you like, in that particular area, is how to finance the recovery of that region from the ravages of war, how to take people back home.
Okay.
Those are the key issues. Peace talks, that's mainly really an international issue now, because...
Is it fairly peaceful in northern Uganda?
Yes, it's been peaceful for the last about 1.5 years now. there is still the element of fear. People need more confidence that these guys won't come back, because they're really, really far away. There are geographical barriers. There is a whole river. They're in a third country, in a forest, a country that's inaccessible. So that's not a big debate.
People like us, SABC Africa, who are outside, and other media, how should we be covering Uganda?
I think you need to engage with the media houses on the ground, because they should be able to tell you what are the key issues that are happening. What is it that is capturing the local imagination on the media? And in order to do that, you cannot remain as remote as you are. You must build partnerships with local media houses to be able to serve you with the content. You as SABC can't come from Johannesburg and hope to capture the agenda and cover it. You need to be linked into the existing media houses on the ground that can tell you what it is that is engaging the minds of the public and public officials.
So quality and professionalism, media institutions and journalism as a profession, this is what you're presenting to the conference.
I have a bit of a problem, because I sort of balance both sides. Being in charge of the organization, I must balance the interests of the owners, those who run the media institution.
It's always a big challenge.
Against the professionals who deliver the content and therefore form the basis of the interests of the media institutions. So I'm sort of wearing two hats, removing one at a time and putting one on.
We're going to have to end it there, but thank you so much for making the time to come and talk to us. Mr. Robert Kabushenga is the Chief Executive Officer of New Vision in Uganda and will be participating in the conference. We cross over to Mark Thelen now.